Hi guys, Ian Ramsey here, coming to you from beautiful North Carolina, where I just spent the most fantastic week for my birthday metal detecting with about 20 or more friends of mine, old and new friends from the metal detecting community. We had people all the way from Maryland, Tennessee, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, and of course Florida. I got a sweet permission that was a stone's throw away from the famous Cowpens battlefield, about 60 acres, and with a creek running through it. The fines were slim, but the laughs were plenty, and I really appreciate everyone who took the time to come out here and celebrate my birthday with me. My girlfriend Kathy Waters flew up to the Carolinas with me, and we detected from sunrise to sunset every single day for the past week. So what I want to talk about today is overtraining. Yes, people, this is a sport. This is the sport of metal detecting, and I respect it as a sport. And it being a sport, yes, can we overtrain in our sport of metal detecting? Absolutely, yes, we can. Kathy and I are used to flat terrain in Florida. Naturally, the Carolinas pose a very different terrain here. A lot of hills, a lot of up and down, a lot of rock. The soil, very solid, that red dirt, full of quartz and stone, and difficult to dig. So our bodies have to adapt, and it requires quite a bit more endurance than what we're used to. So whereas 8 hours out in the flat Florida terrain, and our soil is much more forgiving for the most part, is very different than 8 hours up in the Carolinas when we're talking about hills and very hard red clay and difficult digging. So keeping that in mind, sometimes you might not realize it, that you actually are overtraining. So I want to talk to you about some of the signs that you might be overtraining. You might be overtraining if you're finding that you're constantly achy all over. You ache all over like you have the flu. You feel fatigued. You feel tired. You feel disoriented. You can't put your thoughts together or think clearly. And you find that you're kind of getting in a somber mood, or your mood is kind of dropping down, whereas your enthusiasm for the sport was high, and you were geared up and you're ready to go, and now all of a sudden you're almost in a lull, or I would call it kind of athletic depression. So these are things to kind of watch out for as far as overtraining. So listen to your body. If you're achy all over like the flu, then your body needs rest and recovery. So when we're out in the field detecting, especially if we're up against some tough terrain and tough digging situations, then we're really just doing nothing but beating our body down. It's good to stay well hydrated and naturally have some snacks with you, and we'll talk about that in another video as far as packing your backpack adequately with proper nutrition to keep you out there and going in the field. But talking about just overtraining, yes, we can overtrain in the sport of metal detecting. We can go too long, too hard, and not listen to our bodies when we need rest and recovery. Rest and recovery is paramount to health and wellness, and paramount to any athlete. And yes, people, we're athletes. This is a sport. Yes, and we need to treat it like a sport. So take the time to adequately rest and recover between your hunts. Get a good night's sleep. Put your feet up. Relax. Get your mind focused on something besides the sport. I know it's difficult to do, and I'm guilty of it. So rest, recover. Get 7 to 8 hours of sleep uninterrupted, and give your body a chance to heal. And then you'll be able to get out the next day and enjoy it so much better. So rest, recover, and y'all keep digging.